Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Aquatics, and today we're going to take this boring aquarium and make it awesome. I did have my koi in here, which was a temporary setup, and I knew that from the beginning. And then I had some bass out of the farm pond, and I knew that was a temporary setup. I've never had any kind of aquascape or hardscape in here, and it's just not much to look at. I've got a 75-gallon African cichlid tank right behind where the camera is at, and I really love the mix of fish I have in there. But I feel like they needed a bigger tank than the 75 and decided to move them into this 125-gallon aquarium. Now, as part of my last video, I took a few of the South American cichlids out of the 210-gallon that I thought, temperament and size-wise, these fish go better with the African cichlids than they do the South Americans. So the fish that are hiding in the corner of this aquarium right now, I just moved them in here, is a Monte Cristo cichlid, a firemouth cichlid, Salvini cichlid, and a Jack Dempsey. And the Jack Dempsey was injured and deformed when I got him. His mouth is misshapen, and he doesn't have that same kind of personality that I've seen from some other Jack Dempsey. But what I want to do in this video is do a new hardscape, clean this out, do a water change, then move all the African cichlids in here, and we should be able to completely transform this dingy, dull aquarium just like that. Should be a lot of fun. So, first thing I want to do is I'm going to drain some water down, clean the glass, then we'll start the hardscape. Okay, so at this point, all I've done is scrape the glass. It's dirty right here. I need to wipe off the outside of the glass. Just cleaned the glass, I stirred it up, I drained some water, and let's take a look at the fish that are in here. That is the Monte Cristo cichlid. He'll get to 9 or 10 inches hypothetically, but they're a very slow grower. And there's the Salvini. It's usually a beautiful bright yellow, and right now it's colored way down. These fish do not like being moved like this. They don't like being chased and caught. So that fish has never looked like that since I've had it. It's normally beautiful. And then there's a firemouth. He's all colored down. And that's a Jack Dempsey, also colored down. Give them 24 hours with the tank refilled, and we'll see a big difference. So now, I think I'm going to take this sponge filter out. There's no way to have a nice looking tank with the sponge filter like that in there. And it literally, it takes up so much room in the tank. There's no way I'm keeping that. Then we're going to start building a hardscape. And we're using this slate. I picked this up from Home Depot. It's $7 a piece. And the pieces can be really small or huge. I mean, this one's so big, I don't know if it'll fit in this 18-inch wide tank. So I buy the big pieces, and if I need to split this in half, hit it with a hammer and a chisel, and it will break in an irregular fashion that looks natural, and I'll get 2 or 3 pieces for the price of one. So let's start working on it. It really feels unnatural for me to set up any aquarium that isn't fully planted. And my planted aquariums usually have a dirt substrate with a sand cap. But it's just kind of a waste of time to do that with the African cichlids because they're going to destroy your planted tank. So what I'm doing instead is a slate hardscape with sand just in the front area and in a little bit of a cutout that goes down the center of the tank. Alright, so this is my 75-gallon African cichlid tank, and I love this selection of fish. There's a wide variety. There's actually already a couple of South American cichlids in it with these 2 blood red parrots and the polar blue. There's some really nice bristlenose plecos in here and just some beautiful cichlids. I love this tank, but they're going to outgrow it and it's going to become aggression problems. That's why they're getting moved into the 125. Alright, I'm really happy with the way this hardscape is looking and the mix of fish, and they all seem to be getting along. I'm really excited about this, and I'll give you close-ups on it in a minute. But first, we got 5 new fish to add. And I kind of suck at remembering the names of all these fish, so I'll try to figure them out and get them on the screen. We got this beautiful orange and white guy. This one is an albino dragon blood peacock, and I honestly think the fish that I brought home is more stunning than the one in this picture. But either way, it's a great looking fish. These are all African cichlids except for one that is an algae eater. I didn't mention it when I was showing the African cichlid tank, but I've got a lot of really cool catfish in here. I think at some point I'll do a video just about the unique catfish that I have. So one of these he was calling a VC10. One of them is called a Malawi eyebiter, which is a very cool fish. There's a Compressiceps. One of these new fish is a living stone eye hap, and it's remarkable how much different some of these fish look as juveniles compared to how they look as adults. And the last one that I have an ID on is a Compressiceps, which is also known as a Malawi eyebiter that you see here. I don't know, I'll try to get better shots of them and the actual names of them and get them in this video here in just a minute. And this one is a Siamese algae eater. It's pretty good size. It might be able to hang with these guys. And then I believe that this guy right here is the eyebiter. You're not going to be able to see him at all on that camera shot, I'm sure. Okay, so here is an update on the aquarium. This is the aquascape I did. I stacked these stones in all kinds of irregular ways, kind of haphazardly, so that the fish have a place to hide. Little nooks and crannies and overhangs and shadows. And I put sand on top of the rock bottom that it had. Tried to give it kind of a natural feel that the fish would like. Now, with the African cichlids, I've been through this a few times. I don't know half of their names. Like this red guy here, that's a Pundalaneri. And this is a type of a dolphin nose, or it's related to a dolphin nose. Now this is a peacock hap. I know half of them, but I don't know them all. That's a sulfur head. So then with the South Americans, I know them pretty well. Of course, we've got the two blood parrots. And actually, the biggest fish in here is a blood parrot, and I can't even see it. It's all the way back there in the corner. And then right here is a firemouth. This is an African cichlid that no one seemed to know the name of. That's a Monte Cristo. It gets big. Here's the Vieja. No, sorry. There's the Salvini. He's getting his color back, or she's getting her color back. And this, I believe, is an Mbuna. Let's see if we can focus on the new fish. There's the Siamese algae eater. I think they're kind of frisky and they're fast moving. They can handle themselves in a cichlid tank like this, and they actually eat algae, unlike some of the fish that people think of as algae eaters. I believe this is what's called a VC10. Now, I bought some of the cichlids I bought today based on the store owner really knows his stuff. I buy these from Dan at Claws and Paws in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Awesome aquarium shop. But he shows me what they look like now, the name of them, and then what they will look like as adults. And this is an awesome fish. There's a strawberry Synodontis that just rushed under there. And I don't remember the name of that fish. The names are too long and I forget them. But if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. I believe that's the eyebiter. Those are really cool when they get bigger. I think that guy will get like 9 or 10 inches. So this tank will be overstocked fairly quickly. This guy hardly ever comes out, so I wanted to catch him while he was out. So you guys tell me, what do you think of the new setup? So I'm real happy with the new aquarium. I think this is going to be awesome as the fish get bigger. I already love it, and I'm going to love it even more as they grow out and we get some floating plants carpeting the top of the tank for a little bit of pop of green. And I think it's awesome. And I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing with the 75 gallon that these fish came out of. But that'll be in another video. So for today, I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.